I am an asshole. Not a nice hole, an asshole. Typical, run-of-the-mill, douchebag asshole. The fact that there's so much background noise should probably give you a hint that I'm an asshole. But I came here to contemplate because it seems like a good place to contemplate. You know, being on the beach, seeing the crabs and the water and everything. Good way to think about how much of an asshole I am. So the thing is, technically, I'm not an asshole, I'm just selfish, I guess. Alright, let me explain the situation. So, back in Colombia when I was with that girl and she fell in love, even though it's clear from the beginning, hey, I'm traveling, I can't, it can't be anything serious because I'm going to be leaving in a couple weeks. And she still fell in love, and I felt bad because I am or was or still am, I don't know, that kind of person. And I felt bad because someone else felt bad and I played a role in that, and even though I was very upfront and honest from the beginning, I still felt partly responsible. And even though I knew the best thing for both of us is when I change countries to just cut off communication. But I'm like, you know what, she's still in love, she's still grieving, so maybe wait a bit, see what happens. And if I see we can kind of slowly drift apart, and if that's better for her, okay. But yesterday, we spoke a couple times because I promised that I would let her know when I got to Costa Rica. And since the flight was delayed by 3 days, I waited 3 days to tell her because I knew that if I told her before, she would probably want us to see each other and that would end up hurting her, and I honestly didn't want to go through that again. So part one of selfishness. Part two is when I got here, I told her, and then I told her when I got to this place, which is called Uvita. It's, I don't know, somewhere on the coast. I don't know at this point, it's not important. And anyway, started having a somewhat of a conversation, and I say somewhat just because it was more one-sided of her saying like, hey, you treated me like a whore because I was in love with you and you weren't in love with me, and blah blah blah. And I'm like, whatever, she needs to vent, I won't take it personally, it's fine. But she just kept going and going, and it got to the point where I'm like, okay, this is obvious that we can't have a friendship after this. And it just confirmed what I already knew, that every single time I had more than a friendship with someone, I was never able to go back to a friendship. Because either it slowly reverted back to more than a friendship, or someone got hurt and was angry and it just didn't end well. So, gave it a chance for a couple days, it was clear it wouldn't work out, so I'm like, hey, I'm sorry, but I think what's best for the both of us is if we just end things now. I want you to know that you did nothing wrong and that you're an amazing person. I hope you find all the happiness in the world. But for the both of us, I think it's better if we end things here. And then I blocked her. And I went on Instagram and blocked her just because I knew she might try to reach out. And I tried on Facebook, but I couldn't find her profile. Which was probably a mistake, not looking that hard, because she ended up reaching out to me again. And then once again, I'm like, hey, I'm sorry, but I think this is the best for the both of us. And maybe I'm being selfish, that's okay. This is what I need to do. Blocked her on Facebook. Then she reached out with her sister's number on WhatsApp. And basically she's like, hey, I'm sorry, I'll never do it again. I'm like, you did nothing wrong. It's not your fault. It's just that I feel like this is the best. And I tried to word it in such a way of like, hey, it's not your fault. You did nothing wrong. This is probably selfish. I'm probably an asshole, but this is what I need to do for myself because I always put other people first in the past, and now I need to put myself first. And she kept like coming back with like, I'm sorry, I'll never do it again. Like, I know I need to see like a psychologist, and it's like it'll take me forever to get over you if like you end it like this, because it's like you're dead to me. And I felt bad, but I'm like, I can't give in. This is what I need to do. I need to cut ties just because I know it's the best thing for me. And I suspect that it's the best thing for her, even though it's going to be more painful in the beginning because it's going to be like there's no way back, there's no contact. Whereas if we're still in contact, in the back of her mind, there's always the thought of, well, maybe it's possible that one day in the future, it'll lead to something. And even though it feels really fucking mean and I feel like a complete asshole doing this, I'm like, I think it's best for the both of us to just cut ties. And yesterday was just horrible. I felt like so bad going through that process, and it's like I have to keep reminding myself that I did nothing wrong. That was clear from the beginning. I'm doing what I believe is best for the both of us. But I still feel like a complete asshole, douchebag, dick, whatever name you want to call it. And it sucks. But at the same time, this is what I asked for. I'm like, hey, I want to get to a point where I'm an asshole. It's like I just don't care about other people. Not in the sense that I'm selfish and in the sense that it's like I care only about myself. Just in the sense that most of my life I put other people first to my own detriment, and I just can't do that anymore. I need to start being selfish. I need to start being an asshole. It's like I've begun that process. Like I stopped caring what people think of me. I'm honest 99% of the time, and now I want to get to the point where I'm honest 100% of the time, even when it might hurt other people. And this was one instance of that. And it just sucks, and I'm like, I don't want to go through this, but I feel like this is just something I need to go through. And it's a very painful, crappy process, which is ironic because I'm basically in paradise. Like, look at that beach. Come on. That is amazing. That is beautiful. This is the most beautiful place I've ever been in my entire life when it comes to beaches and oceans. Yet inside, I'm just like, I feel like crap. I feel like a piece of shit, and it's not a fun process. By the way, it would be hilarious as I'm talking about this. If a crab just came up and bit me on the foot, that would be ironic. But yeah. Anyway, just wanted to share that because that's what I went through yesterday, and I'm still kind of in it today. Still feel kind of guilty, but I know I did the right thing. Even if it sucks, even if it's painful, even if I feel like an asshole, it's just what I needed to do. So, moral of the story is, there is no moral. I'm an asshole. This sucks.